Meet Mike. He's 52 years old, making $94,000 a year. It's a solid salary, but in today's economy, it's nothing spectacular. But here is the bizarre part. Mike has never made a budget in his life. He doesn't track his coffee. He couldn't tell you what he spent last Tuesday if you paid him. Yet, Mike has $840,000 sitting in his accounts. Now meet Sarah. She's 34, making $112,000 a year, more than Mike has ever made. Sarah is a budgeting queen. She tracks every single dollar across 3 different apps, color-codes her spreadsheets, and watches her expenses like a hawk. And Sarah has exactly $4,000 to her name. Same country, same inflation, same brutal cost of living. One of them is winning by a margin that looks almost impossible. The difference between them isn't their income. It isn't their discipline. It's not some secret penny stock. It comes down to a single decision both of them make in the first 60 seconds after their paycheck lands. It is the best financial advice you will ever hear, and almost nobody actually follows it. We've been conditioned to believe that if we just get a high-paying job, our money problems will vanish. But the data tells a completely different story. In America today, 68% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. Even wilder, 44% of workers earning over $100,000 a year say they have little to nothing left at the end of the month. Nearly half of all 6-figure earners are running on absolute empty. This isn't a poverty story. This is a routing story. The money is coming in. It's just leaving through the wrong door in the wrong order before it's ever assigned a job. Let's look at the actual cash flow. Mike takes home about $5,400 a month after taxes. Sarah takes home $6,300 a month. On paper, Sarah has a $900 head start every single month. If wealth were a race of who earns the most, Sarah should be lapping him. But wealth is not about earning. It's about routing. Every payday, Sarah opens her banking app, sees a high balance, and feels great. She mentally plans for rent and her credit card bills, and then she spends from the top of the account. Whatever survives until the next payday, she tells herself she'll save. But at the end of the month, there's nothing left to save. Now look at Mike. The second his paycheck hits, money starts moving automatically before he even opens his eyes. A fixed amount goes to his retirement, a fixed amount goes to his investments, and a fixed amount goes to his emergency fund. By the time Mike looks at his checking account, the only money left is the money he is allowed to spend. Mike isn't more disciplined than Sarah. He just made discipline completely unnecessary. His system spends his willpower for him while he sleeps. Here's what nobody tells you about willpower. It is a finite resource. It runs out by 5 p.m. Every time Sarah opens her banking app and sees $4,000 sitting in checking, she has to make a conscious decision not to spend it. She has to say no at lunch, no when shopping online, and no when a flash sale hits her inbox. The human brain is simply not built to say no 200 times a month when the cash is sitting right there. You lose the fight not because you are weak, but because you are tired. Mike removed the fight entirely. His savings leave his account before his brain ever registers them as available. You cannot spend money you never saw. This is the mechanical reason why paying yourself first works while budgeting apps fail. Let's look at the incredibly simple math behind how Mike's hands-off system built $840,000. Mike started automating $800 a month into his investments when he was 32. He never picked hot stocks and he never tried to time the market. He just never turned the automated transfers off. If you put $800 a month into the market at a historic 8% average annual return for 20 years, your total out-of-pocket contributions are $192,000. But thanks to compound interest, your total balance grows to $471,000. Mike just let this engine run, and over time, that snowball quietly compounded into the bulk of his $840,000. Compare that to Sarah. Sarah saves on and off. She saves $500 one month, raids it the next for a weekend getaway, and starts over. Compounding doesn't care about size. Compounding rewards consistency. A small automatic amount that never stops will always obliterate a massive amount that keeps starting over. Now let's talk about the ultimate free money cheat code that millions of Americans walk straight past. If your employer offers a retirement 401k match, they are literally handing you a tax-free raise. Yet, 25% of workers fail to contribute enough to capture the full match. Across the country, that adds up to $24 billion in unclaimed employer matches every single year. The typical worker who misses the match leaves about $1,336 on the table annually. If you take that $1,336 and let it grow at an 8% market return over 20 years, it grows into over $61,000 of pure wealth walked past. Look at Chloe, Mike's coworker. Her salary is $68,000. Her employer offers a dollar-for-dollar match up to 5% of her pay. That's $3,400 of free money sitting on the table. Chloe thought she couldn't afford to save. The truth was, she couldn't afford not to. The day she copied Mike, she set up an automatic 5% contribution. She contributed $3,400 pre-tax. Her company matched $3,400, and her total annual savings became $6,800. That is an instant 100% return on investment before her money is even invested in a single stock. No index fund, no real estate deal, and no side hustle on earth can guarantee you an instant, risk-free 100% return. So, what is the exact order your paycheck should follow the second it arrives? Most people get serious about money and immediately try to pay off their debt or buy random stocks. They do it in the wrong order. Here is the precise mathematical map you need to set up. First, grab the employer match. Contribute exactly enough to your employer 401k to get the maximum match. Not a dollar more yet. This is the highest guaranteed return you will ever get. Second, kill high-interest debt. Throw every remaining free dollar at any debt with an interest rate higher than 10%, like credit cards. This debt is a financial fire that burns faster than investments can grow. Third, build the emergency wall. Route money into a separate savings account until you have 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Ideally, use a high-yield savings account at a completely different bank than your checking account. If you can't see the money in your daily banking app, you won't accidentally spend your safety net. Without this wall, the next emergency goes straight back onto a credit card, resetting your progress. Fourth, max tax-advantaged accounts. Once the wall is up, automate transfers into a Roth IRA or an HSA where your money grows completely tax-free. Let's see how Lily, earning $2,000 a paycheck after taxes twice a month, runs this exact blueprint. The old way. She gets $2,000, sees a high balance, and spends down until it's gone. The new way. On payday, before she even wakes up, the machine moves the money. First, her 401k contribution grabs her full company match before the money ever hits her checking. Next, an automatic transfer pushes $150 into her separate emergency fund. Then, another automatic transfer sends $100 into her Roth IRA. When Lily opens her banking app over her morning coffee, the number she sees is $1,630. She has zero guilt, zero budgeting spreadsheets, and zero willpower battles. Her future is paid for before her day even starts. This is not a heroic effort. It is a handful of settings you turn on once on a random evening and never touch again. Over a 15-year career, Sarah earned over $100,000 more than Mike because of her higher salary. Yet, she has $4,000 to show for it while Mike has $840,000. Sarah didn't lose her money in a market crash. No villain stole it. It simply leaked out $50 at a time through her checking account. You do not have a spending problem. You have an order problem. And an order problem has a one-evening fix. Tonight, log into your banking portal. Set up your automatic routing. Grab your match. Move your savings out of sight. The wealthy do not have more willpower than you. They are just more automatic than you. If this video showed you a different way to look at your paycheck, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and leave a comment below. Are you Team Mike or Team Sarah right now? We break down the real, unvarnished math behind the financial decisions you face every day at Desmond Wealth. Make the decision that matches your reality, not a sales pitch. We'll see you in the next video.